Recording in progress.
Hey guys, this is Mr. D of DSS Review Center, and today I will be teaching you another measures of position, which is all about quartiles of group data. Okay, so let's have a short review of what measures of position is all about. So measures of position divide the data into equal parts. This is important to determine in which group a particular score belongs. So of course, if you are a student and I will be getting the measures of position of your score. So you want it to be higher, not the lower part, okay? So we will start with quartiles. Quartiles are score points that divide a set of data or distribution into 4 equal parts. And for your goal for today, you have to determine or solve for the quartile of group data. Okay, so let us consider this particular problem. The table below shows the mock test results of 50 students. Your goal is to determine the first quartile of the data above. Okay, but allow me to explain to you this table. Sometimes, okay, or most of the time, you are just getting different data or information. Let's say you received the 50 scores from your classmates. So usually we make an interval, okay, like this one. Who got from 1 to 10? How many students got scores from 1 to 10? How many students got scores from 11 to 20, from 21 to 30, up to 41 to 50? Okay, that's how we do it, how we group the data. Okay, and then we make some tally. So usually, for example, okay, 1, you mark 1 to 10, 11 to 20, until you complete all the scores. And this is already the tabulated value. Okay, so we call this frequency. That means there are 7 students who got scores from 1 to 10, 13 from 11 to 20, 12 from 21 to 30, 11 from 31 to 40, and 7 who got 41 to 50. Okay? Now, you notice that there's also what we call lower bound here. Okay? These are important information that you need to be able to solve the quartile of group data. So, but you may be asking, how did we get these values? Okay, this is actually, as you notice, look at the first intervals here, 1 to 10. So focus on 1. If you subtract 0.5, you will get 0.5, and that is actually the lower bound. 11 minus 0.5 is 10.5. 21 minus 0.5 is 20.5. 31 minus 0.5 is 30.5. And 41 minus 0.5 is 40.5. And you will notice here we have what we call cumulative frequency. So definitely cumulative frequency is based on the frequency. Okay, so 7, how did we get 7? Here. So the first score is 7. How about 20? That is actually the sum of 7 and 13. If you add 7 and 13, you will get 20. Then 20 plus 12, you will get 32. 32 plus 11, you will get 43. And 43 plus 7, you will get 50. That's how to make table in case you only receive set of data. Okay, you really have to make this kind of table to be able to solve the quartiles of group data. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Let's move. So this is the table that we have earlier. Okay, now we have here a simple procedure on how to be able to solve the quartiles of the distribution. Okay, so to get the first quartile, you may consider the procedure below. Number one, again, use the formula Kn over 4 to determine which row to be considered, where K for the first quartile, okay, 1 for the first quartile, 2 for the second quartile, and 3 for the third quartile. Okay, now we have Kn over 4. So we replace, since we are looking for the first quartile, we replace K by 1, and then N is 50 as stated here in the table, and then over 4. And you will get 12.5. But what is 12.5? Okay, look at the cumulative frequency here. 7, 20, 32. Where is 12.5? Correct. 12.5 is between 7 and 20. Eh ano ngayon? How can you use that data? That 12.5 is between 7 and 20. Okay, sabi natin dito, we consider the higher value as shown in this table. Okay, so if the result here after substituting to the formula Kn over 4, you get 12.5. Okay, so you box the higher value, the higher row. Okay, so that's as seen here. So why you need this information to be able to solve the problem? Okay, so let's move. So this is the table. Okay, because you get 12.5, you box the higher value. It is between 7 and 20, you box the higher value. If you get, for example, 33 or 33.5, so 33.5 is between 32 and 43, so you will box the row under 43. Okay, so you will encounter that when you solve for either the second quartile or the third quartile. Okay, now, so substitute the values after making the red box and the circle here. These are important data to remember. Okay, because this has a common, an important role in the formula. So substitute the formula, the given to the formula. The first quartile is lower bound. So ang dami ng lower bound. Alin doon ang gagamitin natin? Okay, so sabi natin kung ano yung nasa loob ng box, which is 10.5. How about N? So N, no doubt. There's only one N, which is 50. How about the cumulative frequency? Ang dami. 50, 43, 32, 7, 20. Alin din ang gagamitin natin? Yun bang nasa box? Mali. That's why I encircle 7 under cumulative frequency. Sabi niya, less than cumulative frequency. That's why you will use the cumulative frequency before the box. Okay, so I hope that is clear. And then the frequency, which among the frequency will you consider? It's actually the one inside the box. And I, what is I? No doubt, I is the interval, which is 10. Okay? So I hope you see clearly the yellow arrows. Okay? Now let us substitute the values. Q sub 1, lower bound is 10.5, correct? N is 50. Cumulative frequency is 7. And the frequency of the first quartile is 13. And I is 10. So when you substitute again, start inside. That's 1 times 50. That is 50. Divided by 4 is 12.5. Minus 7 is 5.5. Divided by 13 times 10 plus 10.5 and you will get 14.73. Therefore, the first quartile of the given data is 14.73. So gamitan nyo na lang ng calculator yan. That is allowed in statistics. Okay? So with that, I hope you learned, you understand how to solve for the first quartile. For your practice exercise, again, no one will learn by simply listening. You have to do it. You have to practice. That's why I have here practice exercises, and I want you to solve for the second quartile and the third quartile of the given distribution. Okay, so you want to know the answer to these practice exercises? Ask your teachers. All right? Or you may send me a message if you really need the answer key. Okay, so with that, once again, I am Mr. D of DSS Review Center. And for our next video, for you to be updated, just subscribe and hit the notification bell. So that's all for today. Thank you and good day.